Bonsoir à toutes et à toutes. Bienvenue encore une fois au Canada ce soir. On est sur le circuit Gilles Villeneuve à Montréal. Et on vient tout juste de commencer une nouvelle saison. C'est sur F1 25. C'est le nouveau jeu. Il est bien, ça vaut le coup. Et écoutez, ce soir je suis accompagné d'un autre pilote qui était en Division 3 et maintenant qui est descendu en Division 4, qui va essayer de récupérer un peu de confiance. Je suis avec Connor. How are you, mate?
Hello. I got the con a bit. Other than that, I was like, all these new viewers are probably tuning in thinking, if I join the French league? Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. As you were saying, yeah, viewers probably wondering if it's a French league. Well, some drivers clearly didn't understand that it was an F125 game, so F125 league. So well. Wouldn't be surprising. I missed Ross actually making the first lap because we were with the Mercedes, and the Mercedes went to the pits because they got damage. It's a brand new tier 3, I'd say. Like last season, we had 3 tiers. We're up to 4. The admin team, and more specifically Connor, Chris, and Andrew, put in the hours to get basically a whole new division into the league, and it's paid off at the moment. We've got 80. Yeah. No, 5 full grids.
79
so about
full-time drivers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So plenty of new drivers tonight. Actually, I just saw someone called Blanca. I don't know who that is.
As Trisco's P3 driver.
Yep. No, I mean I don't even remember his name because I did. I've prepared all the spreadsheets, but we've got some returners as well, like Ty Clear and Vance Racing as well. But considering you were part of Maka with the 111.6, so he's got a full 10th gap over GTS Drag.
I'm trying to work out.
So yeah, I'm getting back to my question. Sorry, because you were really involved with the recruitment. Are there 2-3 newcomers who stand out from the crowd?
There's a bit more than that. So the guy who's just put it on first, he's got another name in Discord, so we do need to change his name.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't remember what his Discord name is, but he's new. GTS Drag King, he's also new. But he's meant to be in tier 4, but he's reserving this tier, and he's claiming that he's racing with no assists. So the fact that he's second, I'm very concerned for my race. Then we've got Blank, who's just put it fastest with a 10.9. That's a very good time.
That's a very good time. Very good time, yeah.
Brand new driver. He's just stepped into a full-time seat as well. Who else have we got? Genie, the famous Rob Atwood is back in MRC. He's in a full-time tier 3 seat in the VCon up. So, yep, he is returning. Who else is there? Drift Hawk, he's also brand new as well to MRC. This is his first full season. He's been in the Discord a while, but yeah, this is his first time in a league race with this league. So, yeah, like you said as well earlier, Ty Clear has returned, which is great to see as well. But I think that's it. I think I've covered everyone.
So, which ones of those are you expecting to be at the front? So, other than now, we've got a few times now, so we know Blank is looking really, really decent. Have some.
I remember getting Blank's TT time, and he was, when you've got the issue of someone's on the border of like tier 3 and then on the border of tier 2.
Like a Bobo situation, right?
No, but Bobo was always just way too fast. I don't know how he stuck in there. But
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Blank is literally on that borderline, and it's like, so I've got a feeling he's going to do well. But I mean, it's high. Obviously, seeing TT times is, especially on this game, completely and utterly irrelevant, isn't it? Because TT's actually slower than what you can do in the actual sessions.
Yeah, that's surprising. That's surprising.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting season. Tier 3 this is the most competitive I've seen Tier 3 in many seasons, though, without a shadow of a doubt. There's 6 or 7 here, I think, automatically are title contenders, which is rare to say in this tier, to be fair.
That's very true, to be honest. We did have a fight,
No,
I
there's
think,
normally
2 seasons
runaway
ago.
leaders, is what I mean.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, last
Right.
season, Avinash absolutely dominated it here, and he dominated it, no, but, dominated it so much that he had to go up to tier 2. There was no choice given to him. But one
Yeah.
guy who won't be liking what you've been saying about how competitive this might be this season is the man who's about to start a lap. It's Wookie. He every season he's tipped to be one of the front runners, and for some reason it just doesn't quite work out for him.
I think it's the drop it. I think when he joined the league, he was very much a full assist merchant, let's say. So the league very much fitted him as he started, and obviously we saw he was very, very quick at the front every race. I think he won the title by, again, without any competition, really. No offence to every other driver, but that season he did. And now maybe the medium TC, at least on the last game, maybe caught him out a little bit. But now, like
Possibly,
I always
yeah.
say, it's a new game. It's a level playing field. Everyone's
He's hit
got
the
same
wall there.
Yeah, he got super close, didn't
On
he?
the exit of 9, I think.
Wow.
But he doesn't have any damage, so he can still finish his lap. It's at 43.6 in the middle sector.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry,
sure.
I interrupted you there, but...
No, that's fine. Yeah, but I think maybe just, like I said, like, now that it's a new game, it's a level playing field. These guys will have all had the same amount of practice on these assists. So, and when I say 7 people in the title fight, I think you've got to put him in there just because he's a former champion, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a, yeah.
There's a few
he
former
does
tier
go
3
P4.
champions in here.
But he's P4, but he's 1.4 seconds off from Blank's time. Nobody's within
Yeah, I
6/10 of what he did.
I think
That
we
is a
just
really
need to
good
be
banker.
careful and maybe already. Oh, Maka!
So
He's
I'll
just gone
check.
quickest.
It was a new set of soft tires that he's got. He didn't improve by that much. I think it was like maybe 28 thousandths. I can't remember his exact time. I think it was a 917 thousandths. So he didn't improve that much, but it was hard enough to match him as it stood, and yeah, to beat him, it's going to be even tougher now. So who else? We've got another returner in a McLaren.
Oh, Simba, yeah, I forgot about him.
He'll love
Oh
hearing
God,
that.
don't let him hear me say that. Yeah, he's as well. Again, you know, former tier 3 champion, former MRCX champion. Rest in peace, MRCX.
Yes,
But
indeed.
yeah, he is. He's back, and as long as he finds that motivation, he had a few, you know, seasons ago. We all know that he's had a few struggles with motivation when it comes to F1 games. I think a lot of people did on that
Oh yeah.
pile of rubbish last game. So let's hope if he can get back to his best, you know, he'll be a contender. It's just, yeah, it's a given.
Well, as it stands on his lap, he's found half a second, so that could bring him up into P4. But he didn't have that much energy on the back straight. I'm wondering if he's used too much early on. Yeah, he lost a bit of time in the final sector. It's 12.1, so it puts him in P4, 5 at the time. And now it's P6 because Hive Eclipse, another of the front runners last season, he had a really strong end to the season. I think he won a race or two in Tier 3 last season. And yeah, starting strong again, P4. Who else do we have on the lap? Gav is on the lap.
Oh yes.
What can you tell us
Beautiful.
about the Banshee?
He's Scottish and slow and rubbish. No,
You know, the way you said that, it reminds me of that video of Power Rangers. What's the blue one? I'm Scottish!
yeah,
that
no, it's
defines him. Oh, as he hits the wall again. People are going
Oh, Ty Clear's hit the wall.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt you. He's just lost it at, I think it's turn 7.
Yeah, the
no,
second
turn
chicane,
5
yeah.
and 6 or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah,
he just had a big moment.
one thing on this game with the handling model is any acceleration input that you put into the game really does drag you wide. There is a lot of I can't remember the name of it in English, centrifugal force or whatever. There's a lot of like lateral momentum going on,
Yeah.
which means that if you just accelerate that a little bit too much. No, you won't drag a little too wide. You're going to hit the wall. So there is a very fine balance to find between speed and actually turning the car, because these cars they just don't have the same turning as they had in 24. Harvey Clips has started the lap. GTS Drag has not. Well, he's invalidated. Who do we have on the lap? Winky's invalidated.
Quickly, for the confusion of our viewers, Maka is CLM in Discord. I've just changed his nickname so we're all aware as to who it is.
Okay.
But, it also helps you with results then, so at least you know.
Yeah, definitely. yeah. Okay, CLM. Gene is in the pits. Winky has invalidated. Drift. CBG Sunbar, let's have a look at what he can do in the middle set. No, he's not on lap.
It's a tight run field, really. Like, obviously the front two are quite a way ahead, but then after that, I feel like everyone's kind of got improvements in them to get closer.
Yep.
That Hyper Clips has just popped at P3 with a 1:11.3, so that's a good lap from him and the Aston.
Yeah, we do have, what is it, maybe 5 minutes left in this session, 4 minutes left. Yeah, he's still got time to go back into the pits and improve on that. Although it is, as he said, it's a good time. He's still 1.4 seconds away from the pole time, but as he said, there's a big gap. Oh no, sorry, 4/10, sorry, yeah. My math has gone out the window right now. So yeah, really close actually. He's within a shout to get pole. But Wookie then coming into the final sector, he's found just under a second. So depending on how much energy he had on his previous lap, this could be really good for him. And he's getting a distant tow as well from an Aston Martin. I believe it's still Hyper Clips. So yeah, I can't remember the word. Don't write him off. Yeah. Let's see. He's still got so much energy. He's not optimized his energy. So I don't think he'll have enough time to go back into the pits. But that's over a second improvement. It's an 11.2 again. That's a very decent improvement. It completely changes the face of his qualifying. Genie on outlaps. I was going to say Scottish Ninja, but no, it's a Night Shadow.
Yeah, Scottish Ninja was the good Scotsman.
Right, first sector for Simba, he's got 4
I know he's going to get me in tier 4.
Let's go on board actually with Simba. We've not had much on board going on. So he's still got much more battery than he did last time around. He had about 20% for the back straight. He's going to gain a lot of time on the sector. So he's got a 6/10 improvement. I believe simply by using his battery here, he could get another 3 or 4 tenths.
I'll tell you what though, this could well be fighting Wookie for P3. Because if he's 6 tenths up, with the battery he's got in excess, he could quite even potentially front row here, if he gets this right. Let's have a look. Oh, he got very close to the wall of champions.
Well, he does beat Wookie. Not by much, it's about 0.08 of a second. But it is B3 at the moment. And I'll get back to you guys in the chat in a moment. I know there have been quite a few messages. We've got 18 viewers. Maka and Blank are getting ready for their final push lap. So type in the Discord, in the comment section who you think is going to be getting pole tonight.
And don't say Connor because you'll be wrong, that's for sure. Triz as well, I've also noticed he's now a no assist user, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on this season in tier 3, because he was quite a regular podium finisher in tier 3 last season, so it'll definitely be interesting to see how he gets on now that he's using no assists.
Did he go no assists at some point last season? Because he started strong, I think, but then tailed off a bit.
Yeah, quite possibly. I know that he I believe he's also signed up for Tier 0, but I definitely saw him in TT with no assist next to his time, so
Okay, good.
it's something that he's trying, that's for
Things
sure.
things we love to see. So I think he got a 3/10 improvement in the middle sector. Well, first and middle sector. Still 17% ERS left for the final little straight we have after the Wall of Champions. Wall that Chris is now officially allowed to
Good lap.
to hit. So that's P3.
Into P3.
And high the clips then. Actually, no, we're going to be
Blank's
looking
about-
at Maka and Blank.
Yeah, Blank's on a flyer. He's about a tenth and a half up, so at the end of the middle sector. But he has got very little battery left, so I wonder if he just used more in the first two sectors.
That could be it. Wow, 10.5.
What a lap.
Okay. That is going to be a real challenge for Blank. What? Oh no, he's bailed out. So he's waving the white flag here, settling for P2 on the grid. High the clips though. He's got 25% energy left. He could find a lot more time in the final stretch. So it might not be enough for pole, but he does find just over 2/10. Goes into P4 and GTS drag as well. 4/10 of a second improvement. That's very decent. We've got Adrenal Void invalidated, CBG Sambal invalidated, and that is it for qualifying, everybody. So we got Macro on pole with Blank just behind. And yeah, no assist Triz is a fast Triz. A 1 minute 11. That's not too far away from what some Tier 1 guys did. So yeah, definitely much closer than it was last season in Tier 3. Blank with a 1 minute 10.9, and Wookie P6. So 5 places in that is an 11.2. So 3/10 for 5 positions. That's a very decent spread, I'd say. If you told me that last season, I wouldn't believe you. But let's go through the
if you got
grid.
within 3 seconds of Abanash, let alone 3/10. So,
Well, unless you were Nels, you would beat him on qualifying definitely. Hive Eclipse P4 then, Simba, Wookie, GTS Drag, Ty Clear, Ross, Adrenal for the top 10, Airways, Sambal, Drift King, Drift Hawk, sorry, Winky, Genie, Night Shadow, Smith, Vance, Nick, and Arma. So just very quickly, getting back to what I was saying about Nels beating Avinash, that's something that we're going to discover as well today. It's who's quick over qualifying, who's quick over one lap, and who's quick over race distance, because that's what Avinash had and what earned him his titles. It was that consistency, not making mistakes, being quick lap after lap, not having damage, not getting in silly battles with others and getting damage or just losing time. It's going to be interesting to see who's got that same level of racecraft.
Yeah, it definitely is. Wow, I've just looked up. You probably just said it, but I've just looked up and it's raining.
It is indeed. Didn't mention it, no, but yeah, we do have a rainy start, and I can tell you, well, it's my feeling. I don't know if you've been racing in the wet at all, but I think the wet is much more, challenging than on 24.
Yeah.
I hated the way the wet was on 24, but right now it really does feel like you don't have grip. So it's not just sliding around; you just don't turn in the wet, and your car doesn't slow down either. I think it's a really good improvement, and it's gone under the radar. I think the improvements in the rain in this game.
What I hated about the rain on the last game was you could pretty much run the same setup in the wet and the dry, and they both kind of work.
Yeah.
This game, if you want to be any sort of quick in the wet, it's got to be virtually maximum wings no matter what track you're at, because you need some sort of turning. So I raced a wet race in Miami on my career mode, and I think I
Miami as well. It's going to be low grip.
Yeah.
Mind you, it is a bit of a low grip track as well here in Canada in this game. It is a street, basically a street race, to be honest, in real life. So yeah, very little rubber being laid down over the season. Let's have a look at the comments. I promised you guys. Stop French stuff, right? Well, it is in Quebec, so at least I didn't do the Quebec accent. I can't do that. It would be insulting and quite frankly inaccurate as well. One of the worst things the French is people who wish they were French. Do those people exist? Are there
No.
people who wish they were French?
No.
Like I'm very close. I'm officially French on papers. I'm French and everything, but I'm not. Okay, I'm trying to
I
run
would
away from
say-
that.
I would say I would happily have the French accent. Just because
Oh,
girls are
oui,
attracted to
it
that.
is a good accent. In certain
other than
situations,
that,
it can
I'm
be
good.
good.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm good.
Evening, Omar. Actually, no, I was going to say tier 2 champion, but no, it was Sociopath. Omar won, what was it, Extreme 2 seasons ago, I think, or 3 seasons ago, the first edition.
Yeah. He lost out to Bailey last year.
Yep.
Imagine losing a title fight to Bailey. Oh, God. That's painful.
Well, look, I didn't say that, so I'm just hoping for your sake that Chris is not going to hear that.
He knows I'm right.
Good evening, Scottish Ninja, Georgia Burton, Colin. Oh, well, Blank wanted to know if it was Q1, Q2, Q3. It's just a short qualifying. Well, you'll have
I
found
haven't got all
out
day,
by now,
mate.
but yeah, exactly. We've got 2 sessions a night, so imagine having 2 full qualifying sessions. That just won't work. Good evening, Mark Hodgson. Ryan Barber is here as well. We've got so many people in tier 3. We're not used to that.
Yeah,
short-
I'm feeling the pressure here, guys.
I saw 18 viewers earlier on, and I thought, oh, okay, it's not the 6 or 7 we
Okay, my
usually
nose
get
is
for tier 3.
bleeding. God. I think I reached 25 on Monday. That was
Wow.
scary enough.
But that's the thing, though. We've got 23 now. We've got so many new drivers now in the league. We have all of our usual viewers, people who've been in the league for a long time, and now everybody else is trying to discover what we have in this league and all the commentaries and everything. So we're going to have much increased numbers this season. Hopefully, it stays that way. And yeah, obviously, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to make sure that you get all of the notifications when we are going live on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays as well, and on other days as well if we've got a few special races on bank holidays. Anyway,
If you hit the like button, Mark Hodgson will set a bank transfer you £10. He's gonna kill me.
Tired.
I know he's in YouTube chat, so I said.
I didn't
there's a
ask
race
you.
happening.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah.
The 5-minute break has come to an end. Who do you think is out of position in this race? I've got my pick of who's out of position. But who do we have to keep an eye on?
Genie, we know he's very, very insanely quick. I think he will definitely be above 15th come the end of this race. Night Shadow as well. He was largely at the front a lot of tier 3 last season.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know he has limited practice time, but Winky's out of position. He's way too high compared to where he normally is. Other than that, I think it genuinely, for the first time in a long time, feels like tier 3 is anyone's race. So it's definitely exciting to see.
I know Gav doesn't really have great qualifying pace, but I still think he's as you said, way out of position. I'm surprised by Simba though in P5. He's another guy who's like myself, good on race pace, So he usually starts like what 8th, 9th, and can get to a podium
I will
position.
say though, he loves Canada.
Yeah,
It's one of his
that's
favourite
true.
tracks.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. It is his favourite track. Well, to race definitely. Yeah. Constructor champions,
Yeah.
McLaren.
I think if you're looking at the team lineups, they have to be labelled the favourites. But also, looking at it where blank is, and with Gene Genie, I think V Conarb have a good chance as well. To be fair.
Okay. So probably a Viconard McLaren fight, and it will help McLaren if they don't if they don't hit themselves out of the race this time around. So let's go on board with Simba actually in P5. No, actually we might be able to use the broadcast video camera. So we've got 4 or 5 red lights, and we are about to get going for season 17 in Tier 3. And it's a very tentative start. You have no grip, but Simba does get into P4 at the start. And Triz into P2 as well. Blanca's lost out. There is a bit of trouble at the back though in turn 2 on the right-hander. It's really tight and low grip, and someone's in the wall.
Oh,
it's
big crash!
It's an Aston Martin. It's Hive Eclipse,
Red
the
Bull
start
as well.
of the season.
Sandbow.
Not going as planned, and we've got a virtual safety car. People have got to get going, otherwise they're going to get disqualified from the race. And
so it looked like almost a ripple effect from what I saw. There was one little bit of contact which spun, I think it was Smith, who then managed to collect. No, sorry, it was Sambal who got hit, and then it sort of collected Smith and Hive, who were trying to take evasive action, and they both went with him. Hive had an absolutely terrible getaway. I saw it off the line. He dropped about 7 or 8 places. He just did not move off the line pretty much, and then got caught up in that massacre that happened at turn 3. So
we're back to green flags, green flag running.
That's the world.
McLaren tries to go for a move. Gav's had a dream start here. It's a dream start for McLaren. Simba up into P4. Gav is up 6 or 7 positions. I think it was 16th, so probably 7 positions. Very decent start.
Yeah, Wookie's not had a great start though. He's dropped all the way down to 10th. And he's side by side with Gav into the chicane, and they made it through just about. But Wookie's had a moment though. There's a half getting involved now.
And Genie's retired, and
Safety
it has brought
car.
out. Has there been a safety car in Tier 2?
No, there wasn't.
So there we go. It's our first safety car of the whole season on this game. Took a lap.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll clap because I've got a feeling it could be the first of many with this weather. But
well, here's the silver lining, mate. It might have the time to dry up during the safety car and make things a bit
while it's
easier
still
for the
raining,
drivers.
I'm not going to get my hopes up. No, this is the thing is there's so many pivotal things that can play a part at this track. For example, the walls being so close, one mistake you could hit it very easily. Secondly, track limits. That's probably when you think of Canada and league racing, the first thing that comes to your mind is track limits, I think, most of the time. And I think so many races I've commentated on at this track, and the races have been decided by track limits. I believe Tier 2 was. C8 Lou won it due to a track limit penalty.
Right.
Obviously, Tier 1, that was won by, was it Ben? I can't even remember. I think But he won it on pure... Yeah, he won it on pure pace.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's only got a 3-second ride at the end, but he was behind anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then... But yeah, this is a track where track limits are the thing to be avoided more than anything, really, aren't they?
Yeah, they are a centre figure in this race, that's for sure. Tracks like even though maybe not because it's been rebuilt, so maybe the track limits are correct now. But yeah, tracks like Austria,
Austria, I was going to say.
It's one of those in
Mexico as well can be a bit.
Mexico, it can, but like the chicane where they're going through now and the next one, no, just this one. It's really flat.
Yeah, this one's a nightmare.
That one's a nightmare. You really want to, well, if you can, you want to take that inside curb, but if you take too much, obviously you're going to cut it. But the one
I've
before,
also learned that it's very inconsistent though. You can take it the same way 3 times, and at least one of the times it'll give you a warning. Do you
which
know
one?
what I mean? Is it 4-5 right there?
Okay, the
The
first
first
chicane.
one you can cut a little bit,
Yeah.
but then other times it will give you a warning when it'll be like a similar amount. It's like, okay.
Well, I think it's a bit like the final chicane. The chicane is very tight in terms of angle.
Yeah.
So you might be able to cut it, and that's what I always do, and famously with Chris. But I always cut that final chicane because it's so tight that you always have a tyre on track. And I think
Yeah.
that first chicane is a bit in that category as well. It's not as tight as the final chicane, but you can exploit the tracking that's there because of the tightness of it. We don't have anybody going into the pits. No, we do have Ty Clear, who went for a new set of Vinters, so probably had damage. Smith as well pit at the end of the first lap. Hopefully we should be getting back to racing at the end of this lap. We've got a few cars left,
so.
Mercedes and Smith. Doesn't look like they're pitting, so that's all good for us. They'll have just over a minute to catch the safety car. So Maka has kept the lead from the start, and Blanc has found P2 again. He got overtaken by Triz, but got him back pretty quickly, unless he overtook him under safety car conditions. But got his P2 back, and he'll be able to give Maka a run for his money, CLM. Another subject we haven't spoken about, which is going to hurt the drivers behind, is dirty air.
Oh God, yeah.
Because we were talking about
a fruity one.
Yeah. We were talking about Gav earlier on hitting a wall if your input is too high. Well, if you're behind a car, it's even worse. So imagine your input is too high and you're behind a car. You're hitting the wall 100% and probably hitting the wall with the wheel as well. So when you're behind a driver, you really need to feather that throttle, find the right balance, and make sure you get the rotation. But in any case, it's going to cost you time. Anyways, the safety car is in the pits, so now Maka is going to be dictating the pace up front, and he'll decide when to get going.
I would say Canada's quite a difficult track to do a restart on, though, because why has
got
he
to the
pit
pits
there?
Now that has taken everybody off guard.
It's caught me off guard, and I'm not racing. A few have come in. Is it dry? It stopped raining.
That is what's happened, yes. So I mentioned it like jokingly earlier on, but
yeah, and
it's actually happening.
You were chatting rubbish. And then, I think Gav's called it as well. He's gone to mediums, interestingly though, for Gav. That might be the wrong call because it almost guarantees he's going to have to stop again. But
this has spiced everything up. I'm loving this. I'm not sure it's the right call. I think that the way this game is currently, it's been patched, but I still think that there's an element of it's wetter than it looks. Basically, it doesn't look wet, but it still is wet. Well, Blanc is catching up right now, so he's giving himself reason here. He's caught nearly a second already, and he's halfway through the lap. So he's clearly taken made the right decision here. And nobody else went for the pits before, so it must have stopped raining really late here for that call to be made. So will Maka go into the pits? He's diving into the pits, but we do have Triz staying out. He's thinking, okay, tricky conditions. This might be an opportunity for me. Some people might hit the wall. So Simba, who else? Everybody's good.
Blanc has shown some balls of steel to do that though, because he was in second. Like usually you'd let a couple of the back mark, like Gav, for example, he had nothing to lose. So him coming in sort of made sense. But look at Gav now, he's going to be in 5th. 6th, maybe. But that's
Yeah.
so cool from the McLaren driver. He's gone from, what was it, like P14 all the way up to P6 with that
Yeah.
one call.
Yeah, that is a very, very ballsy call from all of these drivers. That pit on the first lap of the restart, especially considering this is a new game. Like
Yeah.
on 24, it was a bit inconsistent the way the tracks dried up and whatever, but you could kind of understand where it was going. Whereas this, you've got no idea where the rain is going to be going. You don't know if it's ready yet. It might look ready, it might not be ready actually, and yeah, so that's a bit of a stab in the dark, I'd say. But yeah, it looks like he knew what he was doing, and that could be a race-winning move for Blank.
Yeah, I mean, both McLarens have come out tremendously well by it as well, with the fact that Simba and Night Shadow are now, what's a net P3 and 4 actually, to be honest, because they're going to be out ahead of Triz and GTS Drug Racing. But yeah, I mean, the only thing for Gav is he is definitely going to have to pit again. We did see potentially the hards, if you nurse them, could probably do this distance, but you would have to nurse them. Whereas Gav is definitely guaranteeing another stop here. So it'll be interesting how it plays out. But the good thing for Gav is he can go medium now because of the fact that it's not just one set. You can use anything you want as it started on wet tyres. So, yeah.
I agree with you. I think medium is a bit of a stretch. It's doable, but yeah, you need to be confident in your tyres as well. I still think that all the hard tyres have to pit. As you said, you can go to the end with the hards, I believe, but is it actually worth going to the end by nursing them and being a second and a half, 2 seconds slower? So
for someone towards the back is more what I'm saying is it's an option for them.
Of
if
course,
they want to
yes,
try
yes.
something different and gain a bit of track position potentially.
Yeah.
But it is, again, but what impresses me about Blank is the fact that he was second when he made that call, and, you know, to be second and make a brave call like that, which could turn out to be, you know, the race-winning call, that is rather almost unheard of, I'd say.
Well, we're talking about race-winning decision, but Maka is putting race-winning laps. He's catching up to Blank, and yeah, he's not within the DRS range just yet, but it's probably just a matter of time. He's got 1 lap further. It's not much, but it can make a little bit of a difference come the end of the race. Triz is just over a second behind. He's done well, Triz, here.
He has,
because he stayed out
later than the others.
Yeah, he stayed out, but he's not lost that much, and the tyres are clearly working for him right now. So he's another guy who's going to be happy about the way things have gone. He's got a 5-second cushion to Simba behind, so looking really good for a podium. But the McLarens could possibly work together. If Gav is if Gav is quicker than Simba, he might be able to drag Simba along, but he's going to be under a little bit of pressure from GTS drag in the kick Sauber. But yeah, Gav has got, as usual, very strong straight line speed.
I don't know his wings, if I'm honest.
Yeah, they're going to be disgustingly low. Low wings work better on this game than they did in F1 24. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gav is exploiting the full potential of low wings on this game. It's not F1 22 levels, but
he's always straight. I don't know how he does it, but somehow he's always managed to, you know,
make ends meet when it comes to low wings.
Make it work. A safety car. Who's crashed? Someone has. But yeah, we have another safety car. Now, this sort of, I don't know, if you're on the mediums here, do you just take this opportunity to potentially put the hards on? Because 25 laps does seem more doable, potentially.
I think I would stay out, simply because it's that early in the stint and that you don't know how the rest of the race is going to go. We've had 2 safety cars in 9 laps and a virtual, haven't we? Yeah, we did have a virtual at the very beginning, I think. Yeah, things could still go wrong later on, so there would possibly be a a pit opportunity further down the line, I would stay out. I'd bank on that because imagine throwing away virtually fresh tyres. That's what they have right now. 3-lap-old, 4-lap-old tyres. I wouldn't want to throw them away just yet. If I pit right now, it's go hard, and that's it. I would still stay out. Imagine there's a safety car in 5 laps.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, but it's more, again, especially the guys towards the back, they need to try something. Luckily, the safety car will bring them onto the pack. That's also another vitally important thing for those guys.
The guys at the back, they can change. They can probably go for a pit stop. It won't cost them that much, and it will, make them try something different. That's a very good point.
But one thing that is happening is these 3-second time penalties are starting to play their part. Gav, Wookie, GTS Drag King, all of those guys have one. Airways, obviously he's tier 2 or tier 1 or whatever he is, but BFD Ross has got one as well. So it's now very much a battle of who can keep it on track the most as well, because it could be literally, especially if there's a late safety car, it could be literally game changing if you have 3 seconds at the end of this race.
Oh yeah. If you finish in P7, you can get a podium with track limits.
You could even win potentially. It's
you could,
possible if you manage to somehow get close enough to the leader over the line. But it's one of them where I wish penalties sometimes didn't play a part, but if you don't keep it on the track, you're not going to keep your win, are you? So it is how it is.
You know where I stand about safety cars. I can't stand the sight of them.
You're their biggest fan. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
And to be honest, I think that with hindsight, of course, it's a wonderful thing and whatever, but in hindsight, I actually like that first safety car because it created that jeopardy of going into the pits and, okay, is it worth gambling? And it worked out, and Triz even still did well despite staying out. There were different strategies going on, and some went for hards, some went for mediums, and it opened things up. And do you go to the end with your set of hards? Or do you go for a medium, or do you go for a medium hard? There were plenty of possibilities, and I feel like this safety car right now is possibly opening the medium up, and for the hard tires, sticking to the hards.
Yeah, I think the one thing about safety cars in this race is, and I think the two vital things now is the whole pack are close together, which now makes this race, very, very interesting. And like you just said as well, you've got the whole strategy now. Like, these guys on the hards can go hard medium with no issues at all. Gav could benefit from a medium now with this safety car. This is opening up many options. It's also saving people a little bit from an extra penalty potentially from the 3 seconds. But no, I feel like the wet weather, it's good to see changeable conditions, because it feels like whenever we have rain, it either rains for the whole race or it doesn't rain at all. It feels very rare to, especially in MRC, to actually have changeable condition races. So it's kind of nice to see a changeable condition race where people are actually having to change their tyres. So yeah, I'm happy to see that, but I hope in tier 3 it is bone dry. Tier 4 it's bone dry, thank you. That's what I pray.
So let's have another look at the YouTube comments. I don't think there were as many as earlier on, but so Mark called blank for pole position, and no, it was Macca on pole, so no points for you, Mark. Sorry. He reacted to your jab at him.
About the £10.
Yeah. Adrenal Voyage. If you were to rename the Wall of Champions to any other wall on the F1 track, which wall would deserve it? Sandervot?
Yeah, or there's a couple at Jeddah that I absolutely hate. the final corner at Jeddah, maybe. That one on the exit. Oh, that's a pain.
Yeah. Well, it is the wall of the future champion, Verstappen, and you've got quite a few walls of the son of the champion.
Yeah. No, there's a couple, That's actually a good question, because there's a few. Well, I mean, I'm rubbish, so I hit every wall anyway, but there are a couple that do say, well, Baku as well, the castle section.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh,
That's another one.
That's a very good call. Yeah, that's a very, very good
The
call.
wall of stupidity, I call it, but yeah.
I am stupid.
Yeah. But
Right.
no, yeah, I think there's a couple.
All right, it's an early restart from Blank. He's gone this time and hasn't gone to the pits for once. And yeah, that's a decent restart on cold hard tires. I think you'll be happy with that.
I thought the safety car was still showing on the screen. I thought it came back out on track. I was like, what on earth is going on? Then luckily it went green. I was like, oh, thank God for that.
Yeah. But we do have a retirement. I think Ty Clear hit the Wall of Champions. So
That's not good to do on a restart.
no, definitely not the best of ideas.
It's not good
but
to do it any time,
yeah.
but especially not the restart.
So McLaren up into P4 and 5 as it stands still. Penalty for Night Shadow and Wookie as Ty Clear has left the session. He'll be gutted with that because he's gone through 2 safety cars and limited racing time. So hopefully for him, he didn't get hit. It's easier to accept when it's your mistake.
Quite a bit since he came back as well, and he's been putting the hours in to try and get. So it's never nice to DNF, especially when you've put a lot of practice in. But there's a long season, there's still 9 races to go. So
next time round, what is it, Brazil? Next time round?
I don't know. I don't know the calendar.
But anyway, Mac has stuck with Blank despite the dirty air. So within half a second, you really do start feeling those effects when you're within 7/10, let's say. Like you do feel them when you're about a second and a half away. You feel them a bit, but when you're getting really close, first sector, he's already dropped about nearly 3/10 of a second to Blank. It's really those medium low speed corners where you suffer from it. It was non-existent. I always loved when people were talking about dirty air on F124, and I would always say that's BS. It just doesn't exist. Like it's great to be behind someone in F124. I thrived on it, and now we know what dirty air is. It's something that stops your car from turning, and Blank goes a little wide. Goes for a late apex though, so he did well on the exit. He's got DRS this time around. Does he go for the move? He's 4/10 away.
It looks like Triz might be the most racy out of the 3 though. He looks really on it behind these 2 at the minute. I feel like Triz is just almost waiting to pounce.
He's got his medium tyres fired up, that's for sure. And Mako is using all of his battery, I think. Has the DRS open and takes the lead back from Blank. The lead had been taken from him through the pit stop phase at the restart of the first safety car, and Mac has found his way back in front. So can he pull away? It's a very, very short first sector before the first detection point. So he won't have enough time to pull away right now, but maybe in this section here he can have better grip with no dirty air. 7/10, it still increases, but now he's going to have the aspiration. Slipstream, and so now we're going to ask ourselves the same question as you asked earlier on. Do the mediums go to the pits? Do they do something? I think the mediums can pit. I think the hards can't pit right now.
I was going to say the mediums, they can pit to go to the hards, but they can't pit the mediums because I think 20 laps is going to be too much. Then you've got the hard tyre runners, unless they've got another set of hards, I wouldn't pit because
not many people do. But
it depends how long this is out for, though.
Well, we do have Adrenal Void a long, long way away, and considering people might be pitting, we might have two laps.
Good.
So I think Triz is in.
Yeah, Triz is in, but he's on medium, so surely Gav will be in. Probably Airways has to pick because he's higher tier. Ross probably will be as well. I'd be shocked if anyone on medium. Ross stayed out. That's kind of surprising to me, if I'm honest. But I'll tell you what. There's 90% of the grid's in. You've just got the first 5. I'm very surprised by Ross. I have to say, I thought he'd be almost guaranteed to come in. But we'll see how it plays out, I guess.
So Triz is the lead hard well, fresh hard driver out there. The leader of actually all the fresh tyres. So he's in a really good position as it stands because a 10 lap advantage. And it's not going to be 10 laps because there's been safety cars, so it's probably 6 laps of wear. I'd say 6 or 7 laps of wear equivalent. That would be about 20%. 20% is a big advantage.
I feel like Wookie's probably made the wrong decision here. He's put mediums on, so that doesn't feel like the right decision to me, at least.
Well, he's definitely going to be punchy on the restart.
Yeah, he's going to be quick to start with, but you know, I just feel like let's say it's going to be at least 17 laps of hard racing. Even on low fuel, I don't think that's possible on the mediums. So he may be hoping for a late-ish safety car. But
even if there is a late safety car, would you actually go for the softs on this track?
No. Well, I don't know. What tyre did Winky have on last? I think Wookie, sorry. I think he had hards on last. So he should have another set of mediums, you would think.
He went for hards, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you're right. I thought you went medium. Yeah, it was hard tyres he had last time around. So, yeah, you're right. He's hoping for another safety car. Hello?
Yeah. I'm here. Yeah, he definitely will be, yeah. So, yeah, I think there's a few that the guys that went to hards last and have put mediums on now, they'll definitely want a late safety car.
Yeah. So let's go back to the comments because I've not gone through all of them. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we talked about the walls. I like that question actually about where would we relocate the Wall of Champions. Some serious candidates out there. They're called French Canadians. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Your point of wanting to be French. Okay, yeah. They are French Canadians. I mean, in English, we don't say that in French. We just say Quebec. Quebecois. Evening, Mandy. Mandy's here as well. Supporting the Simba.
The lion.
Mobile.
The fishy lion.
Connor has stage fright from his living room. Mark.
Stage fright? I always have stage fright. When I see Mark Hodgson, anyone would have stage fright, especially when he's in your YouTube comments.
And yeah, I did remove the HUD. Thanks, Luke. Right, let's go on board with Simba.
And let's go racing.
Hard tyres for the front guys. And this time it's a late restart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Hassan's in the wall.
Oh, come on, guys.
I think he was warming his tyres up and just lost it. And now that's probably going to be a penalty. Oh, it's all a mess into turn one.
Yeah, and he's got damage as well.
To give positions back.
So GTS Drag going for the move on the inside with... Whoa! Okay. What about at the front? Blank and Maga have pulled away from Simba, so they clearly have more temperature in the tyres than Mark does. And yeah, Mark is going to find this pretty hard because he's the lead car.
This is an absolute mess.
Oh,
everyone's trying to give positions back and stuff like that. Just report it to the stewards, guys, and get your pen removed that way. No point causing a massive pile-up because we're trying to get positions back. It won't help, trust me.
Yep. And going back to stewards, for all the new drivers, I believe a message has been sent to them, but there is a form, there is a structure to follow. So make sure you understand the structure before you.
It's a very straightforward one, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, just again as well, conduct. Just if there's an issue, straight to stewards. No. Oh, I'll tell you what, 3 wide down the pit straight. Oh, it's now 2 wide, but Simba is, Gav is having a lot of fun this time with Nick Beattie. So.
Yeah, you don't go through around the outside of my teammate like that. Gav. Whoa! I think he's got away with no damage, Gav, somehow. Yeah, he's fine. Okay. We're getting very close to the back of the Mercedes there, but he's got a
Haas has had
good
a
exit.
moment again.
Yeah,
BFD
Ross
Ross is looking slippery on those mediums. He's definitely wishing he pitted, I can guarantee you.
Yeah. Plus front wing damage, and as he says, worn tyres is not working for him. So now, Gav, he's in a really good position because he's behind a tier 1 driver, and he can maybe just follow him. You know, like he doesn't have to
Gav is
overtake him.
The only one in the top 10 that you could absolutely get, other than Nick, but Nick's obviously, like we just said, a tier 1 driver. Gav's the only one in the top 10 you can guarantee will be able to go to the end here with no problems at all.
So we've got GTS Drag, who got the overtake made on Simba, as Wookie is going to the inside of Simba, goes for the switchback as well. Oh, as Simba just about closes the door for Wookie and keeps the position, but Wookie's got so much fresher tyres, and he's licking his lips at the sight of these two very worn sets of tyres in front of him. Goes once again for a late apex here, has a really good exit, opens his DRS up, goes to the inside of Simba, and there is absolutely nothing that Mark Dennison could do as he goes around the outside but cuts the track. He'll have to give that position back as he does, and GTS Drag is feeling like Ralph Wiggum right now, being in danger.
Yeah. I tell you what, he's impressed me though, considering he's running no assist for the first time and he's actually a tier 4 driver. He's put in a very good, actually I say impressed, he's scared me here because I've got to race him in a minute.
Yeah, this is not... it's good information for you, but it's worrying information as well. Not
I've accepted second at least.
Mark goes to the inside again. He keeps it on track as he was on the white line there. And very, very clean move there. Very ambitious, but very clean.
If you're Mark, would you fight Wookie at this stage? Because I'm not... Oh, no. Wookie's gone straight on!
Oh!
At 5 or 4, whatever corner that is. But yeah, he went straight on. He completely missed his braking point and just had to carry on. So that would have been a warning as well, let's not forget, at his time limits. Oh, big moment for Mark!
We are hitting... I think they're reaching the cliff right now. The hearts can go a long way, but right now they're getting very slippery as Wookie's cut the corner. I think he should be giving that position back to Simba because he completed it off track.
He's just had to give one back for the corner before, but he's just done it again after, like you just said. So technically, yes, but
I mean, it's terrible on this lap. The amount of grit that's been lost by the hard tyres is massive. But out in front, you've got a big gap being formed between Maka and Blanc. Wookie in the... Really?
Yeah,
did he get damaged?
He's done 5 laps on those tyres.
You said he went straight on.
Yeah.
He's got a penalty?
He's serving a penalty.
What?
Oh, okay.
He
got 10 seconds, didn't he, on the restart for ignoring a yellow flag.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think that the thing is though, now
that's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, it can't be removed. Yeah. Last night, I had a league race last night, and Silverstone, I went to the pits during the safety car and got 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flags when I went to the pits. I purposefully waited to be in the pit lane once you get through the grass section, and then I bolted on. I still got the penalty. I couldn't believe it. So there are clearly a few... I'm loving the game right now, don't get me wrong, but there are a few things that are just not optimised yet in terms of penalties. I think there are more issues than in the previous game in terms of penalties.
I do also think, though, I mean, Wookie's penalty, from what I saw, would have been removed had he not served it, because he literally had no choice but to go past BFD Ross when he...
yeah, of course, yeah.
When he hit the wall. But the thing is...
And if he did, it would have been a pile-up, so...
Yeah, so it's like... But the issue is he had to serve it, but...
Yeah, really unlucky for Wookie. Was in a good position as well, especially if there's a safety car in a few laps. he'd have been in a prime position to
There's a
pounce
lot
on
of
everybody
positives
else.
you can take from today, though. He
Yeah.
looked quick. He's looked racy, especially. He looked already a lot more comfortable than he did the entirety of last season on F124. So he can take positives from this, even if it's currently not showing us any, if that makes sense. So
Triz is
Yeah.
working his way back up. He was at the very back of the grid earlier on. So yeah, he's got front wing damage, but he's getting to the back of Winky on his 7.5 hard tyres. That's surprising. That's showing us how much pace he's got because he's catching up on Winky with damage. That's quick.
yeah,
But he's within half a
He's-
second of Winky. Does he get the move done on this particular DRS straight? That closing speed is massive. He will. Yep, he completes the move before the corner. Stays to the
I
middle
actually
of the
feel bad
track.
for Triz because he had such a good first half of this race. He was taking the fight to Macca and Blank, but
Winky is spun in the background here, and it's brought out of the
It's our
third safety
best
car of the
friend
day.
again.
And that's exactly what we were talking about 2 or 3 times. About
If you're
about
Wookie, though, you're
yeah,
fuming.
you're hating this.
Because he could have served it under this as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, he for one he could have served it under these conditions, and well, he served a full 10-second penalty in race trim. So not
Yeah.
only it's a more expensive pit stop, it's also a more expensive penalty. So I've got no idea where he's going to come out here, but
at least now he's going to be on the pack. That's the one positive. At least now he's brought back into play.
Yeah.
He's not going to be miles behind.
that's true.
But
That's
I mean,
true.
it's still painful no matter what. Obviously, Nick has to pit, so he's going to be out the way of the leaders. That's well, I mean, I think all top 5 will pit either way.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're not going to stay out on these. On
To be
these
honest, I
hards.
think everyone might pit. Anyone
Yeah.
that has a set of mediums that are new should be coming into the pits now, I would say.
Yeah, it's the
So-
perfect time to go. 10 laps, restart. That will go the
And
way.
this isn't a track where you really want track position because of the long straight. Track position almost nullifies you. Being ahead is almost a negative in a way around here. But we'll see. It's one of them where, you know, maybe someone towards the back will try and make a gamble. It's good to see Winky still going because obviously he did cause the safety car, but at least he's still racing. Yeah, but anyone that's got a 3-second penalty right now will be absolutely livid. Let's just say that, unless there's someone behind them that doesn't have one, of course.
Breaking news here. I was going to ask you a question about Triz. I was going to say, how far up the grid can he go? But you've got to take into account that his front wing hasn't been changed.
I still feel like, though, he's incredibly fast. It's like you said, he made very light work of, was it Winky? And, I mean, Winky's shown today, he's been constantly in the points, constantly battling around that 10th place position, so he's no slouch. I would think, I mean, Gav's not going to be an easy feat for him to get past, neither's Wookie. To be fair, because the thing is, he hasn't even got, I mean, obviously Nick and Bads will get a demotion, won't they, because they're higher tier, and Armour. So instantly that puts him to what? 9th. I think he can get 5th, potentially. Even
There's
with
something
wing
else we
damage.
missed out on. GTS Drag and CBG Sandbell have drive-thrus.
Ah, I didn't realise that. Okay,
Yeah.
make that.
Yeah, missed that
yeah,
one.
well, yeah, 5th. I still say 5th because, like I said, Wookie and Night Shadow, they're not going to be easy to get past at all. We know what Gav doesn't run downforce, so getting past him in a straight is near on impossible. So,
What about Simba? Do you think he can hold on to his podium position?
yeah. No, I mean, GTS Drag Kings look good, but Simba's, he's been very much that middle ground between, he for most of the race, other than his little battle with Wookie, it's looked like he's pretty much been almost in that league of his own for third.
Steady.
Like, no one's really... GTS is there for a couple of laps, but I think GTS has taken too much out of his tyres too early, whereas Simba's kind of just used his experience a bit to make them preserve, because that was some stint he's just done on the hard tyres to keep
Yeah.
where he was on track as well.
Yeah. Armour going off track to let everybody through. That's great.
I really hope Nick doesn't involve himself with the lead battle too much because that wouldn't be great. But I'm sure he won't. He'll know that that's not really his battle. But also another returning driver who I did mention earlier because he's not actually part of this tier, the tier 2 reserve, but Van's Racing as well. He's a full-time tier 0 driver, reserve tier 2 driver. He was here. It might have even been before you even came into the league, to be fair.
Yeah,
but he was
I
here
can kind of remember the name, but it must have been,
6.
yeah.
Yeah, he's very much an OG driver, but he's back in the league, so good to see him. He's filled a tier 0 seat, and he raced, I believe, tier 2 on Monday.
Yeah,
so,
he did, yeah.
Yeah, so he's another driver who's very consistent over the distance, and he's very passionate about no assists, so I'm sure, I think you're racing tomorrow, so you might bump into him on track for the first time.
Yeah, it's not a given just yet, but yeah, it should be.
I mean, I know you're down
Megan must have been
somewhat to race,
acquainted
at
with
least.
him.
Yeah.
So good restart from
are we
Maka.
racing?
Yep,
Oh,
we
I
are.
still said safety car. I was like, what? Why is everyone speeding
Nah,
up?
yeah. As long as not everybody's gone through. So good restart for them, and Simbra's just about holding on, but yeah, he's just got out of that 1 second window from them. So he's suffering a bit from dirty air right now in this part of the track. Does manage to get closer as Blanc is suffering even more from dirty air. GTS Drag doing well. He hasn't served his drive-through just yet, and Sambal has. I'll just go through tyres. Yeah, basically everybody's on fresh medium, so we'll get rid of that. There's no point in showing it, but penalties.
Oh, Aston round!
Oh,
No, it's a Williams, sorry.
yeah,
Adrenaline
yeah. So we do have another 3 seconds. No problem. Another 3 seconds for Wookie. So up into P6, but up to 6 seconds as well. And I believe that the Kick and the Red Bull will be going into the pits for this lap. If they stay out, they're taking a risk. And yeah, we do have the Kick into the pits, and CBG Sambal follows suit. Blanc and Maka have checked out. They are saying, yep, we've led this whole race, and this is our race. We will be the ones fighting for the race win. And Vans is up into P4, but he's a reserve. Triz still in P6. No, down to P6 because Wookie has made the position. Yeah, Wookie should be able to build a 6 second gap to Triz.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've seen Triz is no slouch, but with his wing damage, it obviously will make his life a lot harder.
I mean, with the wing,
I think at the minute, my favourite 4 driver of the day is going to be Triz, just because of his early pace. I can't remember how he ended up towards the back, but I think it was some sort of
I think it was on the restart.
Yeah. And then obviously he's done all this with wing damage. I think at the minute it could all change, but at the minute he's my favourite for driver of the day, I'd say. Potentially Simba and Wookie in the mention as well, but yeah. Tell you what, Winky as well, considering he was the one that caused the safety car, up to 8th now.
That's some 8D chess going on there with Triz, with Winky, causing the safety car and benefiting from it.
Sorry. I'm smelling Nelson Piquet Singapore 2009.
At the World of Champions, that's a huge combo.
Well, yeah.
To benefit himself, not to benefit for his teammate. That's amazing.
Well, I mean, his teammate
hit the wall hard, so but just
kind of
not too hard.
Yeah, yeah. He's just trying not to make it too obvious while casually putting out 4 places since. But you know,
I'm thinking of that incredible
GTS
meme.
Drag King.
He served a drive-through.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about the drive.
With CBG Sambal, yep.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Sambal as well because he was up to P6. I know he struggled a lot on the last game in Tier 3. He was really struggling. He struggled to get points on a regular basis, and he was right up there. And now, obviously, that drive-through has totally destroyed his race. But you know,
I'm starting to think that Williams have poached a few engineers from Ferrari because Triz is running really well with a broken front wing.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same as Charles Leclerc in China.
Yeah, catching.
And
Yeah.
doesn't go for the Lando special. There's a bit of contact, but it's absolutely fine from Triz, I believe. And he, yeah, completes the move.
Well, I have
That's
to
a
say,
power
from
move.
experience, though, there was one. I can't remember what race it was last season, but I actually lost a bit in my front wing, and I was like, "Oh, this is race over." But then I started setting green lap times. The car felt better. I think at times there's a level of downforce on those wings that sometimes it doesn't affect you. Really, if it depends what part you lose almost. Because even
Yeah.
Charles, like you said with the Charles Leclerc, when he had that wing damage the other week and was going faster, I think sometimes there's one bit of it or whatever you can lose and it just doesn't affect the car. So, yeah, I have noticed it. I do wonder if it is an actual thing. Maybe I'm just going to break my wing today and just see how it goes.
Well, it all depends on like the balance of the car at a certain moment and how the wind, the air is deflected. That's real life. In the game, I think if you've got a Nova Series setup, it can be a good thing to get slight wing damage just to balance the things out. But yeah, Triz has got a 3-second time penalty now.
Yeah,
so,
his teammates just spun as well. He's just about to be lapped, sadly, I think, very soon.
Yeah,
So,
looks like he is, yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
he's gone again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think he's beached. I don't know how he's beached there, but oh no, he's okay.
Triz has completely pulled away from Wookie. I stand corrected. I thought that Wookie was going to pull away and create that 6-second gap, but
Just saying,
Triz
by the
has
way, I did
pulled
say
a blinder
5
here.
seconds. I did say 5th place by him.
Yeah, you did, yeah. and it's currently P4.
Well, yeah, it's
Currently P4, and could be a podium because he's only 3.3 seconds away from Simba, and Simba's got 6 seconds, so it's not over for him.
That is a very good point. I'm sorry, but that would be some drive for him to manage to get that back in the top 3.
Oh, Gav has gone so. You can't go any deeper than that, but he's got a really good exit. That's one way of getting a good exit for the hairpin. From the hairpin. Right, so let's have a look at this fight up front because there are quite a few fights going on, but we are 4 laps away from the end of the race, and Blank is within half a second of Maka.
Wow, I'm going to call GTS Drag King Thibaut Courtois. He's just made save of the century out of the hairpin. And so was Winky. Wow. Sorry, these guys are having a massive battle and losing their rear ends all the time.
Yeah, Winky told the World of Champions, not this time. You already got me today, so saved it from the World of Champions. Bit of a twitchy moment there. But everybody's very close.
On it. There's another moment. I think Smitch just had a spin at turn 2, so
Adrenal Voice hit the World of Champions, and I think we've hit our quota of safety cars. I know it's lap 32. So it could possibly go out right now, but it would be for a 1 lap. So yeah, Maka pulled a little bit away from Blank on that lap. I don't know if there was a mistake from Blank at one point in the middle sector, but thankfully enough for him, he was still in DRS range, so could catch up a little bit towards the end. And yeah, back to about half a second. Who's your money on for this race win?
I think Maka's got it. I haven't checked ERS levels, but I just feel like the entire race, even though Blank's always been there, Maka's just seemed like he's kind of got it in control. Like, he seems to just have enough. He seems to be managing his ERS at the right time. So, because I see him flashing in all the right places, which means he's got control over the situation, is what I read from it. So, yeah, I think he's got this in the bag personally. I mean, we saw on Monday in Tier 1, we thought, Eugeni's tactically trying to leave it to the end, but if you don't get the exit out of that hairpin on the final lap, you've got no
just
chance.
as Blank didn't hear. That gap has gone up to...
When the pressure's on, you need to get it right. And if you don't, then you got no chance. But Gab's got 12 seconds of penalties now.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt bad because that's going to bring him out of the top 10, I think.
He might be okay to Winky. Possibly. towards the end anyway.
I think
he's not right now, but he will be.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I tell you who isn't safe, it's Simba. That gap was 3.3 seconds over on, and Triz has been on a roll. Honestly, you were talking about him for driver of the day, and I'm increasingly agreeing with you.
Yeah, I think at this point it's not really a debate, to be honest. I think it's just thinking about his early stint. After qualifying, I thought no one was touching Maka and Blank. If he didn't have that moment on the restart, I think Triz would be right there with them. I genuinely do. And if he had a full front wing.
So. That's a frightening thought. But we were talking about a race-winning move earlier on when Blank pit after the first safety car restart.
He's just got 3 seconds.
It's possibly a race-losing move here. Getting a penalty. Mac is going to be really relaxed at this point. Just don't make a mistake. He can finish behind Blank, and and that gap is increasing as well as Blank hit the Wall of Champions there on the exit. So that could be it for the race win. Triz is looking good as it stands. Vans goes to the pits. Gav, how is Gav doing? Whoa, has a bit of a slide there on the exit. It's much less grip than on 24 in that chicane. Like, you could go so fast in 24. Here, you've actually got to slow down to go through the corners. Just not as much as in real life, but you do have to reduce the speed a lot. CVG Sambal with some heavy damage.
Gav may have just been saved by Vans Racing. He's got 12 seconds. GTS Drag King's got 9.
Yep.
Vans has held him up a little bit, and that gap is verging towards the 3 seconds he needs to stay ahead of GTS.
Yeah,
so as
it's going down.
Stand, Gav will hold on to 6.
Yeah, now he doesn't. Now he doesn't.
Well, yeah, it's very close.
Now it's 2.8 seconds, so it is going to be on a knife edge at the end. But coming to the end of the race, Maka wins it both on track and on the timesheet.
Incredible, yeah.
So very good race from these two guys. We've got still the same 2 cars as Simba gets P3 on track, but he has a much heavier penalty than Triz. So a really good result for Triz, considering he was at the back at one of the restarts. Wookie with P5, he will hold on to that because Gav has got a 12-second penalty. And it's going to be close with GTS Drag. Let's see the gap. Gav just loses out. The kick Sauber gets P7. Winky, it's going to be a race to the line here. He takes P9 ahead of Drift Hawk. Nick will lose out, obviously, to Sambal, and that will be it. It's Sambal
Sorry,
and P12.
I have left the session. I'm just setting tier 4 up.
Okay, very good. No problem. One too many safety cars, I'd say, in this race, but quite a few storylines to follow, and it's setting the season up really nicely, I think.
Yeah, I think tier 3 looks... that race has given me a lot more hope than I usually have for tier 3. Especially, I mean, I saw the lineup this season and I was already like, okay, this looks like it's going to be a good little season. But, I mean, Simba, great to see him back, great to see him up there. Actually, do you want me to let you run through the results first and then we can talk about this?
Yeah, let's go through it now. So, I'll just display this with race winner Maka, fastest lap for Blank, driver of the day Nick, yay, yes teammate, most overtakes by Wookie, and cleanest driver Armar. But this is what matters, it's the results, with Maka finishing ahead of Blank despite the fastest lap, and Triz starting P3, finishing P3. You'd think it was a plain sailing race for him, but it was much more than that. Simba P4, Wookie P5 ahead of Vance, who won't be scoring points. GTS Drag King in P7. Gav from Panama, I believe, in P8. Winky, Drift Hawk, CBG Sambal in P11. Armah, Nick, Airways, Smith, Dringleboy, and then we've got, he's the first of the DNFs, I believe, with BFD Ross, Hyper Clips, Ty Clear, and Gene Genie, our first retirement of this session. So, I think I know your answer, but who is your driver of the day?
I'll give an honourable mention to start with for Wookie, because obviously before that last safety car, he had that disaster where he pitted for the 10 seconds, and then managed to get it back. I think he was the place or 2 places behind Triz at the end. But it's got to be Triz. I think his first stint, he matched the leaders. You know, he was right there, right on them. And then he's just done all that with a broken front wing. So I think it's crazy. It would be very silly of me not to give it to him, personally. But yeah, Triz is my driver of the day.
Yeah, even without the front wing damage, I think it would have been a very impressive drive to get back up to P3. But put that into the mix, and it just makes it a mega drive. Honestly, like getting up to P3 from that position, catching Wookie, pulling away from him, catching Simba. That with front wing damage, that's madness in this tier. So yeah, Triz gets our driver of the day. Well done to him. Well done to the winners. The winner in P2 as well. I'll just point out that it's looking very, very samey from last season. It was Avinash in the Ferrari against Nelson in the Racing Bulls. Once again, we have Ferrari and Racing Bulls at the very front, so it's looking like a fight between them two for the season of the Conab. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Big numbers tonight, so don't forget to leave the like, obviously. Tune in next week. I think it's Brazil next week, Sao Paulo. Actually, no, I think it's Austria, because real life Austria. I think it's real life Austria. So tune in for Austria next week. Keep the numbers up. And there will be Tier 4 in a few minutes' time where Connor will be racing. So thanks, Connor, for joining me tonight.
A pleasure as always, mate.
And good luck for your race, and good luck to everybody else who's coming up. See you and have a good night.